What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you, S&E's Garage. Today we are in the shop with our recently paid off 2024 Sportsman 850 Trail Edition, and today we are going to be talking exhaust systems. So this is a relatively low hour machine. Right now it's got around 30 hours on it and around 300 miles. And the factory exhaust is already starting to look rather dingy. If you take a look down here, we have power washed it already a couple of times. It's regular painted steel. It's like a matte finish, and it doesn't look very nice anymore. And besides that, it's a little quiet. It's not as loud as I would like. It's not as throaty as I would like. So we decided that our first mod on this machine was going to be an exhaust system to free it up a little bit, make it sound a little bit more like a big bore, big engine machine. So if you guys know us, if you've been with the channel for a while, you know I usually go top shelf. I do a lot of research and then I decide what I want to go with. And there were a couple of different criteria that I wanted to meet with this exhaust system. Number one, I wanted it to be stainless steel. And number two, I wanted it to be service free. I didn't want to have to worry about pulling it off and repacking it every, whatever it is, 30, 50 hours, especially with a big, a bigger engine like this. It's going to blow that fiberglass packing right out the exhaust. So I didn't want to have to be dealing with that. I wanted to be able to bolt it in and go. And that limited me to only a couple of different options. And what we ended up going with here is the RPM side-by-sides exhaust system. So let's go ahead, let's get it out of the box. Let's check it out. So the first thing I want to cover here is how nice this packaging is here. They packaged this thing extremely nice. You can see they didn't want this thing to get dinged up during shipping. So I am very happy about that. And then just look at the workmanship and the quality of this piece. Now what's nice about this is a baffled muffler. It never needs to be serviced. You bolt it in and you go, and it is completely stainless steel. Just look at the reflection you're seeing here. Now I let the guys at RPM know when I ordered this that I was going to be doing a video on it, and they were kind enough to share with me a coupon code that I can now pass on to you guys. So if you're looking at one of these guys, my coupon code for you is SE5. I'm going to put that in the bottom of the video here as well. That's going to save you 5% off of whatever you buy on their website. They definitely offer some quality products. Just look at that. It's stamped into the muffler, their logo, and just these welds are impeccable. And I'm super excited to get this on. So let's go ahead. Let's go behind the machine. Let's fire it up. We'll give it a couple of revs with the stock exhaust, and then we'll go ahead and swap the muffler out. Let's go ahead and get into the install. Now this may very well be one of the easiest installs that we do here on the channel. It appears that this is only held in with 2 springs. Now I'm going to try to go ahead and get these off with a pair of vice grips here. We're just going to go ahead and vice grip the spring and then try to pull it down. Now, when you grab the spring, you're going to want to grab it as close to the body of the spring as possible. That way you have room to go ahead and finagle this guy out. And with a little finagling, once you get those springs out, you will be able to pop this muffler right off. It's held in right here at this rubber isolator. And then there's going to be 2 more rubber isolators right here. What we opted to do is we went ahead with a flex head ratcheting wrench. We unbolted this heat shield so we could manipulate it a little bit, and that helped us be able to slide the muffler out of its home quite a bit easier. So just for conversation's sake, let's fire this thing up open headers. I'm curious to see how it sounds, and then let's go ahead and get the new exhaust in. That is ridiculous. We are definitely not going to run it like that. Let's go ahead, clean our hands off. I don't want to get this new stainless exhaust all dirty, and let's slide it on. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to use some white lithium grease here, and we're just going to lube up these, well, I guess you could call these exhaust hangers, isolators, whatever you want to call them. We're going to go ahead and lube them up. That way the muffler slides into place a little bit easier. Now the new muffler is quite a bit skinnier than the old one, so getting it into place should be a cakewalk compared to getting the old one out. You are just going to want to make sure that your pipe is lined up with the donut gasket, and now we can go ahead and fight our springs into place. Now the donut gasket that I just mentioned, just take an eye, take a peek at yours, see what kind of condition it's in. If it looks a little bit rough, it's probably a good idea to replace it. Our machine, like we mentioned earlier, is a pretty low hour machine, so our gasket looked fine, but RPM, they do sell them, so again, use that 5% discount code, order yourself a gasket. That way, in case you need it, you have it. That's always something good to have in case you find out it's messed up and then you're more or less stuck because you don't have one. Okay, we got that spring on. I'm trying to do this live with you so you could just see how easy it is. Almost had it there. This almost reminds me of doing drum brakes with fighting the return springs. Now RPM does also offer a spring tool that you may be interested in purchasing. Kind of wishing I did, but okay. That spring's about to pop right back out. Watch your eyes when you're doing these. All right, that spring's in. This is what you should see when you're done. You see both springs, one here. All of our hangers are in. Let's go ahead and wipe it down and fire it up. So if you're anal like me, you're just gonna wanna wipe this thing down to get any of your greasy fingerprints off of it because they will stain it once it's hot. Now, again, I'm anal, I'm a nitpicker. I would have liked to see this RPM logo here on the side so we can see it a little bit better. But once it's covered in mud, not really gonna matter. But it would have been cool if they clocked it like that. It would have looked that much better, but I'm more concerned with how it's gonna sound. So, let's fire it up. Sounds fantastic. Let's pull it out of the shop. Now, one other thing that I do really like about this exhaust is it does not require a tune. Eventually, I am going to want to tune this, but we should pick up a couple of horsepower just because of how much freer flowing this is. But just knowing that you can tune it if you want, but you don't have to, I think is a huge plus. So it's It's actually pretty tame. It's a bit louder than stock, but it's definitely not overwhelming. And I don't think it's gonna induce any type of, you know, rider fatigue by riding with it. I think it's gonna be a nice touch to the machine. Let's go out on the trails. Let's set you out on the tripod and we'll do some flybys real quick. All right, guys, we got you set up here on the tripod out on one of the trails that we frequent here at S&E's garage. Let's go ahead. I'll do a wide open throttle takeoff here. Then we'll just do a couple flybys, let you hear it. Cruising, just maintaining speed. It doesn't sound too much louder than stock, say under like 4,000 RPM. But once you start getting up there in the rev range, you could definitely hear a nice throaty difference. Like I said, it's not overbearing at all. I don't think it's going to induce any ear fatigue or rider fatigue. But let's go ahead and do a couple passes for you. All right, guys, and that's going to be it for this video. If this video interested you, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to leave a link to the guys at RPM side-by-sides down in the video description below. I'll also leave a direct link to this exhaust for you to purchase. And remember, your coupon code is SE5. That's going to save you 5% on this exhaust or anything else on their website. Stay tuned. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.